Their names are synonymous with bloodshed, destruction, and mayhem.
Maximum effort.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 extremely violent movie characters. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at film characters that are legendary for their ability to kick ass, take names, and rack up a hell of a body count. A spoiler alert may be in order, so spoiler alert.
Defense noted.
Number 10, Alex DeLarge, A Clockwork Orange. A prime example of the nature versus nurture debate when it comes to psychopaths, Alex DeLarge's vicious crimes are at the core of A Clockwork Orange. Alex is a young English gang leader who delights in petty crime, rape, and plenty of the old ultra-violence. Despite his despicable acts, Alex possesses a dark charisma and even elicits sympathy after he's subjected to a torturous government reconditioning program.
I've learned my lesson, sir! I see now what I've never seen before!
Although he does ultimately get his comeuppance, by the end of the film, Alex is revealed to still have his perverse appetite for physical and sexual violence, proving that he is indeed a bad seed.
I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. Sun's in my heart, and I'm ready for love.
Number 9, Anton Chigurh, No Country for Old Men.
And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
A man of few words and even less mercy, Anton Chigurh is one of the most violent and frightening hitmen in recent cinematic history. Now iconic due to his mop-top haircut, unique methods of murder, and affinity for coin tosses, Chigurh is so volatile that he kills or is at least willing to kill virtually every person he comes across. This stoic hitman is as chilling as he is mesmerizing. Whether he's taking care of business with a captive bolt pistol or a suppressed shotgun, Anton Chigurh only seems to enjoy himself when he's dealing out death.
I won't tell you can save yourself, because you can't.
Number 8, HitGirl, the Kick-Ass franchise. The most deadly 11-year-old girl in action film history, HitGirl is the ultimate superhero prodigy. Trained by her father in the use of guns, butterfly knives, and martial arts at a very young age, Mindy McCready's alter ego is often more lethal than the criminals she kills, and she has an equally dirty mouth to match.
Okay, you c***s. Let's see what you can do now.
HitGirl remains a controversial character due to her age, combined with her enjoyment of the violence she often finds herself immersed in. However, what makes her an even more frightening character is the question of just how lethal she'll become as an adult. Number 7, Rorschach or Walter Kovacs, Watchmen.
No more lies, Moloch. Run, Pyramid.
When it comes to masked vigilantes, few are as polarizing as Rorschach. The son of an abusive prostitute, Rorschach develops a deep hatred of female sexuality during his formative years, as well as a psychotic lust for violence. Originally beginning his crime-fighting career using his colleagues' non-lethal methods, an encounter with a child murderer snaps his fragile self-control, and he becomes a homicidal pariah, dealing out his own brutal form of justice. With a mask that echoes his own black and white morality, Rorschach is a grim reminder of the fine line between justice and vengeance, as well as the problematic nature of vigilantism. Number 6, Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th franchise.
Don't let her live. I won't, Jason. I won't.
Although he only appeared for a jump scare nightmare sequence in the original Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees quickly picked up where his mother left off and has continued the family tradition of gruesome mass murder for every sequel since. Along with his trademark machete, Jason is well known for being remarkably resourceful, using spear guns, weed whackers, sauna rocks, sleeping bags, and liquid nitrogen to dispatch his unlucky victims. With a franchise-spanning kill count of over 100 people, Jason Voorhees continues to be synonymous with terror, gore, and some of the most violent murders ever committed on the silver screen. Number 5. The Bride, aka Beatrix Kiddo, the Kill Bill franchise.
Wiggle your big toe.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, especially if she's wielding a Hanzo sword. Beatrix Kiddo, otherwise simply known as the Bride, is a retired assassin looking forward to settling down. But when her husband-to-be is murdered and her former allies leave her for dead, she awakens from a 4-year coma to get some much-deserved payback. Whether it's eliminating her ex-Deadly Viper assassination squad comrades one by one, or annihilating the Crazy 88 single-handedly, the Bride brings a grace and elegance to stylized violence that's as beautiful as it is gory. Oh, and she knows the 5-point palm exploding heart technique. Number 4. Judge Dredd, Dredd.
Thanks for the heads up.
Few comic book characters are as comfortable with extreme violence as Judge Dredd. A man so devoted to his occupation that he's virtually never seen without his judge's helmet, Dredd is a cold servant of justice, who's unflinching in the often lethal brutality he deals out to the guilty in Mega City 1.
Choke on that.
Armed with his devastating lawgiver and aided by his psychic partner Anderson, Dredd is a one-man army whose reputation for ruthlessness is noted by criminals and his fellow judges alike. Doling out fatal sentences like candy on Halloween is just another day on the job for this judge, so don't ever question his commitment to the law.
I am the law.
Number 3. Deadpool or Wade Wilson, Deadpool.
Let's dance. And by dance, I mean let's try to kill each other.
A superhero so violent he couldn't adequately be adapted without an R rating, the Merc with a Mouth has brought extreme violence to the mainstream in a way that's never been so funny. Deadpool is a unique blend of sophomoric black comedian, martial arts master, and deformed monster who by his own admission is far from a role model.
Gotcha.
Despite his laugh-out-loud antics and fourth wall breaks, Wade Wilson has a dark side that's on display when his anger is sufficiently roused.
Let's count him down.
If you're on Deadpool's hit list, he's a merciless killing machine who will happily decapitate you and then make a hilarious quip at your expense.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni!
Number 2. Freddy Krueger, a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Welcome home, Darren. Look familiar.
A child serial killer who was burned to death by the victim's parents, this guy's on a whole other level when it comes to violence. Resurrected as an otherworldly dream demon, Freddy Krueger has spent the last few decades murdering teenagers in their dreams and shooting off one-liners while doing it.
Please, God.
This is God.
Although he prefers to use his custom-clawed glove to eviscerate his chosen victims, Freddy has displayed a wicked creativity in using their dreams and passions against them in his grotesque nightmare murders. What sets Freddy apart, however, is the perverse pleasure he takes from his grisly work and the psychological torture he loves inflicting on his victims.
You are what you eat!
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. John Rambo, the Rambo franchise.
Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
A walking weapon if ever there was one, John Rambo has become a symbol of both the glory and horrors of war. A former Green Beret, Rambo's scarred psyche follows him home years after the end of the war. As a result, he finds himself unable to turn off his killing instincts.
Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!
Over the course of the 4 films, we see Rambo's explosive rage and even more explosive action become increasingly more violent. Beginning with a body count of 1 in the first film, and moving to a staggering count of over 80 in the 4th installment. Whether it's with guns, knives, or his bare hands, John Rambo is a master of cinematic ass-kicking.
Live for nothing, or die for something. Your call.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.